Greetings, folks. I just wanted to dive on for a little bit and take a stab at something. I'm here for a couple of reasons today. One is that, things are not great today for quite a lot of people. And so if I figured I would come on in case anyone wants to be distracted from that for a little bit. It's and honestly, if this is a time when you would prefer to not be distracted at all and actually take action, what have you, by all means, please do so. But just figured I would try doing something hopefully a little bit chill for a little bit. The other reason I'm here today is because I've actually been a bit under the weather this week, and I thought I would, since I may have a game I'm supposed to be streaming tomorrow, running tomorrow, figured I'd jump on today and see how I'm doing. I've been feeling a little bit better. So we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can start this game that I picked up. It's now this is a game that actually I got for free on one of the services where you can buy games. Oh, hey. Sorry, I have to just slay an insect real quick. There we go. So anyway, where am I? There I am. No, there's I picked up this game called Dragonsphere. It's from 1994. And I figured I'd give it a shot. I've been meaning to try and play it, see what it's like. So we're going to go ahead and do that and sort of see what it is that we have going on here with it. As always, I'm starting this out completely in the dark. So we'll see what this is together. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the ambient music that I went ahead and decided to pipe in here. Okay. My understanding is this is kind of this is an adventure game. I used to be deep into adventure games, and this is one that happened to pass me by, probably because it was in sort of the middle 90s that it came out, so it was during that time that I was getting distracted by other things. So we'll see how this goes. I hope folks are doing all right now. And like I said, do feel free to hang out and just sort of lurk if you want to, or feel free to engage, whatever you like. As I know everybody's going through a lot right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm going to try to pull up the game capture as well once we get into it, and we'll see how this goes. Testing it out now. I've just clicked on the icon, and evidently it's starting to try to boot something up. It's using DOS box. Okay, it's giving me a screen. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can show you this screen. Let me see. Oh, wow. So let me see if I can even show you this. This game may be so old I can't show you. But we will find out. We will find out together. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's, wow, okay. This game is of an older variety. Let me see if I can, I'm trying to do game capture on it, it's not quite doing it. So I know this may be a very short stream. This may or may not be workable, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try exiting and reopening it, just to see if it'll do it. And I might end up doing just a screen share. That might be the easiest way to deal with this. But we'll see. Let's try that again. This was just going off of DOS box there. Let me see if it pulls it up. And if not, we will do this differently. Okay. It is showing me a thing. The graphic. It's not showing you the graphic. So, let me see. You can probably hear the audio from it. This is the tech portion of the game. We figure out. Let's see. No, it's not pulling it up. It's not pulling it up. Okay. And then if I go out and come back in, yeah, if I go out and come back in, it changes the size of it back to that. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a monitor capture instead, and that will hopefully make it so that you can at least see what is happening on the screen. We'll kind of go from there. That's not working as game capture, so I'm going to do display capture. Right now it's doing the automatic thing, so I'm going to see if I can make this work. Let's see, so display capture, I'm going to pull it back behind everything else. And there we are. Okay. All right. We're going to try it this way. We'll see what happens. I'm going to press the play button again now. Heavens help us. And I'm not going to be able to... the sad thing is I'm not going to be able to click off of the game without making certain adjustments. So let me see if I can... Yeah. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. All right. Oh, this will be interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and do this again now, and we'll see where we are. As these things go. You turn on my background there. Okay, good. All right. Okay. Here goes nothing. There you are. You're seeing the thing. Presumably you're seeing the thing. Okay. I don't know whether to click intro or start. I'm going to click intro. Taking advantage of extra memory. Microprose. I haven't heard from them in quite some time. See, at the time, this would have looked awesome. Yeah, they are writing lizards. That's good to know. This is a lizard riding society. It's always good to start things off with the lizard riding montage. If you possibly can. The sorcerer arrives as you predicted. As I promised my king my spells already. Okay. To begin, if we cannot destroy Sanwi, we can at least render him harmless. Going up to a very dangerous looking mountain. The wizard is brave, my son, watch carefully. Here, while we sit back here safely. Hi, hey, unstable DS. There is climbing, perhaps? We don't know. This is a traditionally garbed wizard. Well, traditional for the mid-90s. I think this is what all wizards were wearing in the mid-90s, if I remember correctly. Bird, possibly. Okay, good. There's a castle teleporting in. Okay, good to know. And it comes with a waterfall. Wizard's just kind of hanging out. What is he doing? Okay. There we go. He has no face. Yeah, they did not back then. Yeah, 1994. That's when this game comes from. Oh, okay, you get a little jousting elemental creature. That's cool. And they've got their own counter elemental dragon creature thing. Okay. Yeah, that fight did not last long. Okay, so instead of going in and solving the problem, they're just going to bottle it up. That's good to know. No face. No, wait. I see you've learned much, old wizard, but your foolish spell cannot withstand the forces that bring my tower. That bring your tower here? Or just the ones that brought it here? To your world, each cycle. In a score of years I will be free, and I shall wreak terrible vengeance upon you. I'm now going to start a very long project, so be warned. I think I say the same thing to people when I start a long project. It lies. No harm comes from avoiding your problems. 20 years later. Welp. My son, I'm sorry to leave you. Fear not, Father, you have taught me to be strong. Okay. I can face the sorcerer alone. Father! No. Nope, I think that's about it for him. The king is dead. This will be followed immediately by a coronation. And someone at some point is probably going to notice what, is going to look at a calendar. Why do I have this X marked on the calendar here? I'm going to put this X on this calendar a long time ago. Ah! State of the art. Applause. Good. We can hear. I mean, at the time, that was awesome. It was actually kind of... there were a series of games I'm remembering that where they started actually being able to do incredibly interesting. Just gonna go right, just immediately lie down in the same bed. There's a series of games that they used the internal PC speaker to do to do a lot more than the internal PC speaker should be capable of. This, however, sounds more ad-libby to me. Ad-lib Sound Blaster-ish. Sounds like their default. Don't have any settings here. At the time when I was in that era, I actually had a Roland sound card, which I think this game probably also would have supported, but alas, in these ports that they bring over, they just do the Sound Blaster stuff. Because it would be extra work, I think, because that's I don't know, a question of coding, or that not all Roland soundtracks were MIDI encoded. I don't think. It's been a while. All right, so that's the intro. I guess I'm going to go ahead and click start, and we will see what happens. So, doing okay. Again, just I'm trying to gauge to see if I can do this. I may not stream for terribly long today. We'll see. I'm still feeling it a bit. So it's weird. This sort of wave of illness hit me on Wednesday, and Thursday it started letting up a little bit. Actually, it hit me on Tuesday night, didn't it? Yeah, it hit me on Tuesday, and then it existed on Thursday. Basically, it's been very slowly letting up. Nothing major, but yeah, still enough that I probably need to be careful. I'm going to click start now. Difficulty Novice or Kalenging. I'm going to go novice because I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's been a long time. A very long time since I have played any game like this. So here we go. Oh, cursor turns into a dragon head. That's cool.
The Dragonsphere stirs, my lord, and more powerfully than before.
Voice acting. Okay. Let me sleep. It will destroy the sorcerer another day. I feel as though if I click that, then that's going to end the game. But, so let's do... No. We'll, I'm just trying to do this, just do this, just without being too silly initially, so we'll see how this goes.
Very well. Await me in the council chamber.
Oh. Somewhere in the midst of time is the muscle memory of how to reign supreme in a game like this. It's funny. I actually,
As you wish, my lord. Your mother and I await your pleasure.
It's funny. I actually, it's when the day that I went back, just a handful of years ago, within the last 3 to 5 years, I went to a retro arcade and I played Asteroids, and apparently I was much better at it than I was much better at it than I had ever been, which was really weird. And I hadn't touched an Asteroid game for like 20 years prior to that, so it was really weird. But someone did point out recently to me that that might be because games in general have been requiring walk across floor. Games in general have been requiring a better timing, or have been demanding that they've all been speeding up, basically. So, am I walk to pillow? Look at Signet Ring. The royal crest is plain and unassuming, as royal symbols should be. The signet is normally used for signing and sealing documents. But this ring has a special power. When its magic is invoked, it will instantly transport you to the way station of Castle Callash? Callash. Alright. You going to stand up and then walk over to the pillow again? Nope, he's standing up and doing stuff. Before you do anything at all in the morning, you always need a good wash. Now you feel better. You briefly consider shaving, but decide not to. You might as well get used to roughing it. Unfortunately, your valet, or valet, depending on which side of the room you're standing, is not yet used to his duties and forgot to leave a towel. You'll just have to air dry. I find I'm much better at games these days than I was. I also think it might have to do with the improved motor control I developed since then. Yeah. I think it's got something to do with it. I've been driving for years now, so who knows? He is now dressed. Your teacher of etiquette always said, do nothing in the clothes in which you sleep except sleep. Despite the few exceptions you've discovered as you grew older, you found it to be pretty sound advice. Now dressed in your traveling clothes, you feel ready for anything. What was it you meant to do next? This is very interesting. I say that because, I mean, it's not that interesting, but it's, they're trying to put a decent amount of detail into this. So, that's cool. Okay, this will in fact go where I tell it to go. So that's cool. You've gone as far as you can go in that direction. Look at wall plaque. The plaques on the walls are the clan symbols of those families who have joined the royal line by wedding the crown prince. Now that you are a king, it's time to put the Yanuela clan symbol, that of your wife, up on these walls. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. The ceremonial swords on the wall are traditional clan-dwelling weapons. Clan-dueling weapons. Pixels. This pair was supposedly carried by Gorm himself. Oh, Gorm! You know, that's... everyone's read about him. One of them was supposedly used to cut the head from... They're having a lot of fun with these names. Rawr! Rawr! Leader of the Tigermen invaders from the Southlands. Myth and legend, you're sure. Oh, God. Yeah, this is, I think, again, just sort of creeping out of the era where, it's coming slowly out of the era where you would make up fantasy name, you know, whenever you wanted to, you know, like draw a map of of a supposed D&D world that you want to make, and you just randomly select whatever name comes into your head that sounds like something. Book. Look at book. Okay. Right-click is look, apparently. It's a book of love poems given to you by your wife as a present on your wedding day. An odd thing for a woman to give a man, but she's very special. She's a very special woman. Keep it by your bed and leaf through it now and then. Good. This is we also. Remember, this was made in the mid-90s, so again we have not that it's exclusive to then, but you know, there's nice healthy dose of chauvinism. The window overlooks the sweeping fields that make up the farmlands of Gran Callash. Today is a beautiful day. Birds roam about singing their joy, and the clouds roll gently, or they're very hungry, and the clouds roll gently across the sky. One good thing, perhaps the only good thing, about your quest, at least you'll get to spend a lot of time outdoors. The royal seal of Callash is everywhere about the room. It gives you a sense of pride to look at it, but also a sense of distance. Perhaps you will feel more worthy once the thread of the sorcerer is no longer hanging over your head. We shall now leap into the fireplace. Apparently we cannot leap into the fireplace. The great fireplace provides most of the heat for the room, especially in the colder months. The fire must have been stoked recently, probably while you slept, for it is now burning merrily. That's the happiest thing in this room, that fire. The heavy brass fireplace screen traps heat and then radiates it slowly into the room. It was a clever innovation of Neratom's Its flickering shadow hypnotizes you for a moment. There's so much detail! Dear God! Going to cross his arms. Various decorations about the room are the clan symbols of the families whose sons have married princesses and gone on to rule the kingdom. By Callash law, they must take the Callash clan name. The decorations are to remember the clan they once came from. The royal crest of Clan Callash hangs proudly in the king's bedchamber. And this is how Otherdock was lost for years in the labyrinth of lore. Yes, it is. As a symbol of authority and power. You remember thinking in the past that it was soul-stirring, but now it just looks gaudy. There's so much to look at! If anyone wants an explanation for why I play games the way that I do, this may help. That explanation. Okay. Oh, I for the commands. Take floor. Take book. You consider taking the book on your journey, but stop. It's almost a vow to succeed to leave it here. As if you were promising to return and continue reading it without interruption. Fair. Look at the wall. The walls of Castle Callash are sturdy and strong. Slabs of granite and marble from the great quarries to the south of the capital city, Grand Callash. Their strength seems hollow now in the face of the threat from the sorcerer. The Roving Crown, your royal seals of office, are to remain where they are until you have completed your quest. The crown is simple and unadorned, the robe a shade of powder blue you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. Oh, hey, we have a bot. Let me, Okay, so already... Because I gotta go outside the screen to deal with this bot. Let's see. And block. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now that we've done that. Yep, there. The game is now very tiny. And there seems to be no way to get it to go back to the... to restore it to the size that it was. I am not familiar enough with DOS Box to try to get it to fake the resolution, so that's why I saved the game a moment ago. Because I had to leap out for a moment there. And so we'll go ahead and we'll pull it back in. And here we are. So the good thing about this is that it's pretty fast whenever you do things like this. Walk into hall to south. Walk through door to Queen's room. So many decorations. You swore a solemn vow last night not to touch the crown or robe of office again until the threat of the sorcerer was removed. The chest contains various personal belongings of your father, but nothing you need to have right now. The chest will remain closed until you return. Very kind of them to just let me know that there's nothing there. Although your court wizard, Nertam, claims that light can be easily generated by magical means, your father always insisted on the traditional wall sconces to provide light all over the castle, and you intend to continue that custom. My god. Yeah, and that's... Your great plaster bust of Kal, god of the clans, glowers down at you from above. He was the mighty lord of earth and sky who battled the god of the sea, Jesh, to preserve the land you call Callash. Interesting. There's so much detail. Okay, yeah, those are all things we've had already. Large ornate bed is what your father used to call the royal resting place. That epithet seems ironic now that he's gone. You'd love to lie down and sleep again, but you vowed to see the end of the sorcerer first. The sumptuous array consisting of bolster and pillow is the kind of extravagance that made you jealous when you were a child and had to sleep on whatever rude materials were available. The mere sight of the connecting door between your chamber and Fiona's sends a little lump of excitement to your throat. It's a silly custom, but most couples, especially royal couples, don't sleep in the same room. Perhaps now that you're king, you could get the custom changed. Meanwhile, you're welcome to enter her room whenever you wish. We go in here first? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Did I learn details about this rug? No, not yet. It's too soon. It's too soon to learn rug details. Oh, look! More things to look at! I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. This is the clan Inuela symbol. When you come back, this will have to be moved to a place of honor in the king's bedchamber. There's a hallway here. This is... I should have known better than to play this. I'm going to have to look at everything. Fiona also has a chest at the foot of her bed. Your burning curiosity to know her feelings. Know her feelings does not extend to rummaging through her personal belongings. Its content will remain a mystery. I'm so sorry, he says. Liar! Whatever do you mean? The small insect. No. I have RSD. I genuinely believe everything that's wrong is my fault. The small insect bookcase contains It's not an insect bookcase. It's an insect bookcase. An insect bookcase is very different. The small insect bookcase contains some of Fiona's favorite fiction and books of poetry and history. The lower shelf is bare except for 2 volumes that look suspiciously like diaries. This also I need to explain. You had to be a detective for a lot of these games. Basically, there's games made in this era, or perhaps just before it, really, in the decade before it, leading up to it. You had to examine everything, and if you didn't pick up a thing in room 2 that you needed in room, like, 64, you're screwed once you get to room 64. Basically. The tapestry depicts a scene from a theatrical production at the Great World Theatre in Grand Callash. Fiona is especially fond of musical comedies, but she insists on seeing everything that plays at the World. Ah. The niceties of Castle Protocol demand that the king and queen sleep in separate bedchambers, but you are married, and it is perfectly acceptable to visit. That's what the connecting door is for. The thought of your wife brings back in full force the magnitude of the peril you're in. You must defeat the sorcerer. You have too much to live for. I mean, isn't this is the mentality which strongly influenced Myst, which also came out in '94? You know, I've never actually played Myst. But from what I've heard, yes. I do now own a copy of Myst, and I am hoping to get to it someday. I have such a long queue of games. But yeah, I mean, so that's a thing. Fiona's put up several small bunches of flowers around the room. She says this practice adds color and a pleasant smell. She has them replaced 2 or 3 times a week. Fields of ground Callash spread out below the window, a beautiful pastoral scene to wake up to in the morning. And always keeps her night table across the room from the bed. I think it makes no sense, but she claims it keeps her from staying up late reading because there's no place to put the book down. I can respect that. Wood basket. Look at the rug. One of Fiona's additions to the room is the throw rug bought from one of the merchants in the main marketplace. It's unremarkable in every way, but she always called it her absolute favorite color. The wood basket is empty and the fire is blazing, indicating that the servants have been in to stoke the morning fire. Soon another servant will bring a small supply of aromatic wood, should the queen wish to keep the fire going in midday. Somehow the designers of the castle managed to make the queen's fireplace look softer and more feminine than the king's. Oh god. The decorative plates are one of Fiona's touches, but you've never been sure what their significance is, and she's never volunteered the information. The heavy brass fireplace screen traps heat and then radiates it slowly into the room. It was a clever innovation of Nertam's. Its flickering shadow hypnotizes you for a moment. Can I walk into this fireplace? I cannot. Okay. I can either go down to the hallway here, or I can go back and go to the other room. Here, I'm going to save over what we just did. Luckily, saving games happens fairly quickly. Invoke Polish. Oh no. You give the ring a quick rub on your sleeve and it gleams with all the polish of burnished gold. Okay. These commands deal with whatever's in the box. Okay. Right now the thing in the box is the signet ring. Okay. I promised we would look at the rug. The rugs here, though plain in appearance, are imported from far Soptus Ecliptus, land of the desert nomads. They are handmade, woven from fine furs of animals few Callahacs have ever seen, and are amazingly expensive. Okay, we're going to the hall to the south. We are now in the hall to the south. Oh god, more things to look at! There will be no escape today. My apologies to anyone who wanted action. This is not an action game, probably. I think there is fighting in it, somewhere. This beautiful cedar chest is where linens are kept to refresh yours and the queen's beds. The cedar gives them a pleasant perfume. If you examine the wall more closely, you realize this is little more than a wall. Tapestry. This scene depicts some famous hero or other and his trusty Dremel, who supposedly saved his life several times. You have a strong affection for animals despite the fact that you've never owned a pet. Yes, it's... I have a great affection for other people's animals. Animals are much cuter when they belong to someone else. Is that what the big lizard is called? These big riding lizards? Dremel? Legend has it this is the symbol of the very first clan that married into the Callash line. That decoration has been hanging above the door for as long as you can remember. A little more than a sconce. Battle axes. The axes are beautifully made of finely wrought metals. You once referred to them using Fiona's mother's name, thus insulting both your mother-in-law and the axes, and you can't help smiling whenever you look at them. Oh my god. Ah, phlegm. Okay. Yeah, there is a little bit of a Here's a little bit of a breathing issue. What's right? Long central table glows at night with soft golden candles whose height you can tell. By whose height you can tell the time. They've all burned down to the stubs. Over to the meeting room. No, let's avoid that. Yeah, this has always looked like a rug that somebody decided to hang on the wall. Instead, it's actually some sort of a family crest. As much as you'd like to decree its removal, it really should stay where it is. Your teachers will be very pleased at your attention to detail, but the floor is pretty insignificant. Even it has limits. Ah, scrolling! Behold the technology! Ballroom. Small window. Smaller of the two windows is traditionally for the queen to stand at in the morning and gives a cheery good morning wave to her subjects waiting in the courtyard. It's been a tradition for as long as you can remember, and you can assume Fiona has no objection to it. Just go up to the window and just be like, yeah. Alright. Keep seeing faces. I think these are faces. This plaque, unlike those in your bedchamber, is a simple symbol of royalty. It marks this door as that of a member of the royal family, and lets all servants and visitors know that they had better have a good reason to go inside. Another bust on the wall. This statuary is old and pitted and obviously incomplete. It was excavated from the ruins of a lost city, or so the story goes, and brought to Castle Callash by an adventurer named Pippi or something, or Poppy or something like that, as a gift. Someday you'd like to travel to the mysterious unknown lands, but now you have a more important task. Coat of arms. You were never very good at heraldry, and now you can barely remember anything about your family crest or the proper terms to describe it. Here's the gold crown on the lavender shield, and the demi-something of a silver and mauve on the sinister portion. Oh well. It's your official family crest, of which the crown is the usual shorthand symbol. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to keep fanatically saving the game. But we're going to go ahead and head into the main hall. I am feeling it. Alright. Meeting room? Meeting room. Maybe that's not where we were headed. There's the throne room there. Oh god! There's so many things! The symbol wears your father's personal sigil as distinguished from the royal crest or the family's symbol. All these different signs and symbols make your head spin. A ceremonial weapon, not for use. This one is actually made of soft metal and is a recreation of a famous weapon worn by some hero or another in days gone by. Your father's collection of rare volumes includes several apocryphal histories, some fairy fiction, and a 6-volume set of the Decadent Empire, a fictional history that your father forbid you to read when you were young. Now perhaps you could see what all the fuss was about. This is it, the central hub of the network of power that emanates from Castle Callash. Right here at this table, momentous decisions are made that affect the course of nations. The stylized archer has always been one of your favorite pieces of art. Now it just looks a little silly to you. You seem to have lost your appreciation for art, with the shadow of the sorcerer's threat hanging over you. Yeah. There's a love seat. They call them love seats because two people trying to sit in one had better be in love. These ingenious little couches can be used in a variety of ways by moving their component parts. Your father always said that for private meetings, comfortable chairs were best. You're not sure if he was only referring to politics. Same deal? Yes. One of the many expensive imported rugs in the castle, this one has unique sound absorption qualities. Perfect for a meeting/reading room. You have a vague childhood memory of walking across it in your bare feet. The low table's main purpose is to hold the candle for reading light. A ceremonial weapon, not for use. This one is actually made of soft metal and is a recreation of a famous weapon worn by some hero or another in days gone by. Antlers! This 8-point buck was killed by your grandfather in the eastern forests. The legend has it that he killed the deer with his bare hands. But your tutor said that was untrue. It was shot with an arrow, as one might expect. There are no other hunting trophies in the entire castle because your father didn't believe in hunting. You're willing to hunt for food, but not for sport. You can try to walk into this fireplace. No? Okay. Fire is roaring merrily here, as it always has. This is the one chamber in the castle where the fire is never banked. You could come here at 2 o'clock in the morning and it would be warm and well lit. There's another of the Wizard and Airtime's inventions, the fireplace screen. Yeah. Seems as though this wood basket here is always empty, since the major domo is constantly checking to make sure the fire is burning brightly. You pity the poor woodcutter who has to supply the thing. Greg, hi! You were kidding about retro. This is a deep pull. Yes. There's... Come, join us for long room descriptions. Did I actually look at that tapestry? I don't know. Yeah, I think we did. The scene here is of an unnamed siege of a castle. It is done in the highly stylized method of Greta Flem. But the actual weaver is unknown. Your father liked this particular piece, but as far as you know, it has no special significance. Okay. Alright, we're going to save here again. I am, See, now part of my brain is telling me, you know, if you walk down here, they're going to start some kind of scene, maybe. And you'll have missed anything that might be in the ballroom that's only accessible from the hallway. But we're going to try to go ahead and go to the throne room, and we'll see what happens. And if need be, I will then save and go back so that I can see everything, every tiniest detail. Adventure games, I should explain. Retro adventure games are, in many ways...
Sorry, brother. I was just thinking, and this was a convenient place to sit.
Ah! There's a... I see he's from the evil voiceover school. Yes, I'll need to know the name Greta Flam in 8 hours. Yes, that's definitely a thing. When I am dead, you may sit there, not before. Think nothing of it, brother. Let's see, do we want to be evil and dramatic? Do we want to welcome death? Sure, let's welcome death.
When I am dead, you may sit there, not before.
Cal grant that never happen, Callash.
Yes, peace be with you, Macmorn. If I do not defeat the sorcerer, it might.
If I do not defeat the sorcerer, it might.
Let's be realistic about this.
True, true. Or perhaps you'll end up in the dungeon one of these days. You know how it is.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a veiled threat. That doesn't sound like a veiled threat at all. Yes, peace be with you.
Yes. Peace be with you, McMore.
And with you be peace.
Good talk. Good talk. Wait. We found the title of the game. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, we found the thing. Is it bad I'm having flashbacks to the last News Corwin saga? No, I mean, me too, actually. I think that whoever wrote this probably was aware of it. Because it has a little bit of a feeling of that. This fine piece of work depicts a legendary evil, the Dragon of Dark Flame. Tom the Old Wizard used to speculate that the sorcerer Sanway has been making his magical raids upon Callash for generations, and once was the Dragon of Dark Flame. That might explain why Sanway is known as the Dragon Sorcerer. Sorcerer. That's how you spell it, right? Yeah. Oy vey. Just last night, Greg is saying, just last night I watched the latest Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which is a classic god entity puts the crew in roles from a fantasy novel episode. I saw that too, yeah. I had, there were things I was not too keen on about it. Sometimes those can be handled well, sometimes those can be handled less well. But I appreciated the thing they were doing, at the very least. The table is sometimes used for the signing of important documents or the presentation of dramatic gifts, but more often than not, it is simply an elbow rest for elderly guests. The chairs at this side of the room are for important personages, diplomats from foreign lands, and so forth, who sit and wait for the entrance of the king or queen. Once royalty enters the room, all visitors must stand. A tapestry. This magnificent sigil is a rendition of the coronation of the first Callahan king. He is called Heavenly Dominic or Domus the Great, and he supposedly carved out the kingdom of Callahan from a mountain placed in his path by the god Cal. You're sure the truth is much less fanciful, but no less spectacular in its own way. Sit on king's throne, sit on queen's throne. Ballroom is through there. The courtyard is through there. The council room is through there. There's a platform. The thrones are raised up above the rest of the floor in order to make the position more dominating, and to put the king and queen more on eye level with those that are required to stand in their presence. The thrones are simple affairs unadorned by jewels or other shows of wealth. Your father didn't believe in the monarchy being extravagant. This throne is now yours, the place from which all decisions regarding peasant law are handed down. It is an icon of crushing responsibility mixed with absolute power. You associate it so strongly with your father that you can almost see him still sitting there. Like the basic world building where the syllable Cal shows up important nouns. Yeah, it's clear they thought about some of this at least. I'm gonna sit on the throne. Just hang out for a bit. Yep. Yep, there it is. Okay. Well, enough of that. Will I sit on her throne like I just admonished him not to? Oh, it's now a destination. By age-old agreement, the thrones are sacrosanct. The king is never to sit in the queen's throne, and the queen is never to sit in the king's, even if she is sole monarch. Oh, that's not sexist at all. Okay. And also severely binary. But anyway, let's look at the thing that the game is named after. Ah! Yep. And we get music, too. Touch the Dragonsphere. Is the dragon moving in there? I feel like the dragon's moving in there. It's looking at us. You see? It turned its head. The small sphere rests quietly. Can we let the dragon out? I think we can certainly try. The small sphere rests quietly on its stand where Nertom placed it 20 years ago. It is a warning, an alarm of sorts, whose integrity mimics that of the shield spell holding Sanwei prisoner. Its occupant, a small dragon, homunculus, mimics the state of the sorcerer himself. It is the cracks in the sphere and the stirrings of the dragon that have warned you that Sanwei is breaking free from his long captivity. And we've been... that poor thing's had to sit in there for 20 years? Where's the puzzle that lets you dissolve the monarchy? I feel like we're all still working on that. It's going to take a while. We must touch the dragon sphere. The sphere feels much like crystal, but it is not a physical thing. It is a spell sphere created by Nertom. It is cold and hard to the touch, and you can feel the roughness where the cracks have begun to spread across its surface. I know it's got to have terrible leg cramps. Why put any... I mean, I know you created it. It's a homunculus, but not to mention the wing cramps. I know! That's just wrong. Good lord. Poor thing. I'm gonna go look in the ballroom. There's a scullery maid here. There's a brazier here. There's a dining table. I see that there was eating happening here not too long ago. The scene is an idyllic lake at sunset. You don't remember where it came from, but your father always claimed it was good for his digestion. This table has a bowl of apples on it, but they look to be a week old. They're starting to wrinkle. Your personal goblet is here also, left out for anyone to pick up. Oomph. Goblet. Your personal jewel-encrusted goblet is sitting out on the table. Much of the other crockery and metalware has been removed for cleaning, but somehow this piece got overlooked. And we pick up the goblet. Yep, there we go. With a muffled oath at someone's carelessness, you take the goblet and store it in your traveling pack, let someone overlook it, and throw it in the servant's tub. Oh, what a terrible fate for the goblet. Why? This is again a staple of adventure games, is that you have to pick up anything that isn't nailed down. There is no earthly reason, realistic reason, for him to come through and pick up this goblet. They're trying to justify it here. But you just know we're going to need it for something later. Like, half an adventure later, we're going to need to dip the goblet in something. We're going to need something that can carry water. And we will just happen to have this very expensive goblet with us, because we don't know how to assemble a proper travel pack. We only have what we can pick up. You see, this is why I'm looking around every room. I promise, I'm not crazy. At least not about that, anyway. That's not for that reason. And there is a function here. When there is a function here, extra tapers and torches are brought in. The brazier is in the center of the room. Provides light also. The 2 permanent torches are set high and away to avoid setting anyone's finery on fire. That's good. That door goes back to the hallway that we were in before. Walls here are rougher construction than in the rest of the castle, supposedly because they ran out of marble at the nearby quarry and had to use extra granite. The invention of the highlight important interactables button was a revolution in adventure games. Dear God, yes. All the pixel hunting. See, I came up in the time of the... actually, I was around before pixel hunting became a thing, but I definitely encountered it once we went to point and click. Originally, it was just typing things. Then it was move someone around with arrow keys, and then type things. But this, by the mid-90s, we have evolved to point and click. More sconces! When there is a function here, extra tapers and torches are brought in. The brazier in the center of the room provides light also. The 2 permanent torches are set high and away to avoid setting anyone's finery on fire. Okay, yes, we looked at that already. Dividing wall. During celebrations, the wall is festooned with flowers and vines. Festooned is a good word. They've been removed now that the celebrations are over. Apparently this custom is where the term wallflower comes from. The shy people stay at this end of the room next to the flower wall. Yeah. Now the magic 8 ball is probably accurate. There is no escape. Someone sat slaving over a hot computer coding each one of these pixels. Damn it, we have to pay them respect by looking at every tiniest detail. Look at all the stuff they wrote. The chairs at the far end of the room are for wallflowers. You remember spending a lot of time at that end of the ballroom before you met Fiona. Your father once called you the Shy Prince. There's that dining table. Although partially cleaned, the table still has half a loaf of stale bread. You'll wait and see if you can't find something a little more appetizing for breakfast, and several bottles. Somebody must have broken the bench. It's been removed from the room. You have a brazier. A Dragonsphere. Oh, yeah. Still smelling of roast boar and turkey, the large brazier in the middle of the room is cold now, and the spit has been removed, presumably for cleaning. It makes your stomach rumble to smell the leftover cooking odors. You'll have to get something to eat before you begin your journey. And Greg says, Dragonsphere at least seems from an era where you don't have to worry about missing something permanently. I'm still scarred from the Hitchhiker's Guide game, where you could soft lock your game in the first turn without realizing it. Yes. You absolutely could. And I mean, back then that was in part what passed as humor. The idea being that, you know, you're like, no, you got to pick at this nit as deeply as we can. The ridiculous attention to detail was kind of part of the experience. Okay. We are officially gobleted, so I'm going to save the game again. Listen, I don't know though. I'm wondering, like, if I need this goblet later, then we'll know that I could have, I might have, if you can escape this castle without picking the goblet up, then, this is still kind of in that wheelhouse of design. The dutiful castle servant is scrubbing manfully? Really? Or is it madefully? At the spills on the floor, you don't remember her name, but she's served your father well for at least almost a year now. Will we find out her name?
Ah, I see.
Oh my god.
You flatter a simple scullery maid with your attentions, my lord.
Don't you hate it when the boss just sort of wanders in idly and walks around the cubicles to, just to make sure that everyone is still working? It's gonna be the same.
Not quite cleaned up yet, are we?
Oh my god.
Good morning, my lord. I trust you slept well.
Do I really want to keep checking this dialogue tree out? I hate this protagonist so much. I know, right? He's everything that's wrong with humanity.
Not quite cleaned up yet.
'Tis hard work, my lord, but I do it gladly.
That's great. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. To my credit, I did try to walk him into the fireplace in every room that had one. Wouldn't happen. Let's see, should we check out the courtyard or the council room first? The question of which one is going to send us into an irretrievable place.
You've seen the Dragonsphere.
Yep. It's we need to talk about that. That thing's getting cramps inside.
I pray you're not still resolved to go alone.
I am.
Tirnoch Bronway is deadly, my lord. Why not wait safely here?
Ah.
From the sorcerer, or at least meet him on your own ground.
See, I think this is also probably, just at a guess, this was back in the days when they needed voice actors, they'd just grab some of the programmers. I'm trying to. Well, if you're not Sierra, basically, then you can't afford to hire voice actors. Or you get your people from community theater or something, possibly, at best. No, if you're Sierra, then you can afford to hire Robbie Benson. But anyway, I mean, yeah, everyone did do that. That's yeah. I mean, that's the. I mean, Sierra did that at first too. They had. I mean, that's why Josh Mandel was King Graham for so long. Anyway, okay. Now I see that. Okay, I'm gonna have to advance the. I'm gonna have to click off and advance the thing. Let me do this a little bit.
If we wait, Sanwi will only become more powerful as he recovers from the spell of imprisonment. I must go to his tower before he wakes fully.
Will you not reconsider and take the army, my lord? I beg you.
Nay, even weakened, the sorcerer has powerful spells that could destroy an army once he knew they were coming. One man, traveling alone, is anonymous. This is my responsibility and the legacy of my father. I will face the sorcerer alone.
He is headstrong, like his father. Let us gift him and wish him Godspeed.
Thank you.
I have for you a sword of magical sharpness. May you use it to strike Sanwi's head from his shoulders.
Why did we not take care of this 20 years ago? Why have we been waiting? Did it take 20 years to make this sword?
Although it is said that no sword may harm Sanway, perhaps it will have other uses. And I have for you a small shielding spell, like the one that surrounds Sanway's tower. Hurl this sphere at an enemy to imprison him within a field of magic.
So our plan is just to kick the can down the road. I see. Okay, great. That's a great plan.
These were my father's, were they not?
So we have had these things for 20 years.
That's right. And they never failed him. May they never fail you. Goodbye, my son.
That sounded very final.
Good luck, husband. Please be careful.
Okay. All right. I gotta reset the captions. She's gonna Queen Gertrude your ass before you're out of sight of the castle. I mean, probably. Okay, let me go ahead and fix the captions real quick. Let's see, did that do it? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Did that do it? Probably not. Okay, let me go ahead and clear the captions. Okay. That did it. Okay, good. Brother's gonna usurp the throne and take Fiona as wife with the help of the mother. I mean, yeah, that seems very clearly where we're headed. Just from the acting alone. Okay. Let's go ahead and once again. Orf. Okay. I can play for a little bit longer, but I'm probably gonna need to stop soon, and I'm feeling it. All right. This game is brought to you by Dragon Homunculi. Purchase one today. Okay, it'll just put you back where you... Okay, that's good. Where are the things they said they were giving me? Where's the sword? Oh, are they here? They're here. Well, time to look around the room. There are clan symbols and other heraldic signs all over the castle. This room is no exception. There's a chandelier in this room. The candles in the chandelier are lit the morning of a council meeting by the major domo, who must use a special ladder, and the candle on the desk. It sheds a soft, even light over the entire table. Let's walk into this fireplace. Nope, can't walk into this fireplace. The fireplace here is extra large and cozy for those councils that drag on into the late evening hours. Just ready to be leapt into. The chairs are designed in royal purple to remind everyone upon whose sufferance they meet. The chairs are deliberately plain so as not to appear in conflict with the royal thrones. Finest specimen of a wall you've seen all day. The painting depicts an early council or possibly a banquet. You were never sure which. Whichever it is, everyone seems to be cooperating, which you hope is an inspiration to those holding council here. Okay. The candlestick. On the morning of a meeting day, the majordomo uses that candle to light the many candles of the chandelier. Just out of morbid curiosity. The candlestick is small enough to carry around. It is daytime and you have no need for a light. Okay. The royal scribe sits at the desk, scribbling frantically to record the words spoken by everyone at council meetings, which often last for hours. Your father jokingly referred to the shorthand notes as minutes or moments. Uh-huh. Can I open the desk? You quickly realize that opening the desk will not accomplish anything concrete. Right. Fireplace screen's right over here, way over here. Apparently your mother moved the screen from in front of the fireplace before it was lit this morning. She always argued with Nertom about the virtue of the things. And with him having disappeared... Oh, he's disappeared! Okay, that's good to know. She has taken matters into her own hands. There is no brass heatsink in this room. Is that the next goal to find it? Brass heatsink. I don't know. This gorgeous rug was a gift from the Duchy of de Summers almost a generation ago. Your father speculated that soon the entire floor would be covered with rugs, but no other noble ever offered such a gift. Council table. That table has seen more history than any library full of chronicles. The library has only what people have written. At the table, kingdoms have toppled and been rebuilt in a single afternoon. Quill pen. Each of the nobles has a pen and ink and paper, the better to prepare speeches, take notes, and make the instant treaties. Your father once grumbled that the nobles spent more time writing than listening. Can we look at the document? One of the nobles apparently left behind some papers. You start to turn away, but a burning curiosity born of your perilous situation makes you look again. The notes are fragmentary, as if he were composing a letter or proclamation. It reads as follows. If the tales are true, the sorcerer Sanwei is about to emerge from the tower and wreak terrible vengeance. Court magician Nertom has disappeared. It is the king's only hope to venture forth and duel with the sorcerer himself. The king decrees no baron intercede in this matter. Would I have been brave enough and loyal enough to volunteer? Perhaps that is why he made his decree, so none of us would be forced to make that choice. He is a good king. Can we read everyone else's notes? The noble that has this seat has left behind some writing. It is a note of some kind. It was either passed on or from one of the other nobles. It reads as follows. But if the king were to die as the sorcerer has decreed, what then? Macmorn is the king's brother, but he is cruel and greedy and not fit to rule. He is a stock character. How dare you leave him behind? What other choice have we? A bloody succession war? Which of us will agree to make the other king? Can I pick up the quill pen? Each set of pen, paper, and ink bottle belonged to the noble whose traditional seat it is placed before. Besides, where you're going, you see no need for pen, ink, and paper. On the morning of a council meeting, the ink is replaced by the major domo. We're learning so much about the logistics of this place. Since there will be no more meetings until your quest is over, the bottles have been capped. I will look at this document. And then I will probably have to move out of the way to look at the other things. I will not, okay. These papers are all blank. The Baron at this seat is a cautious man and made sure that none of his notes and messages were left at his seat where the others might read them. Ah, there's the traitor. All right. Or maybe the traitor is the one who left the note saying, he's a good king. That'd be the smart way to do it. Your mother's gift is the sword you've been seeking. Apparently she had it in safekeeping after your father took ill. Ah, so it's her fault. I see. We're gonna blame her for this, are we? That's a good way to displace blame. Not like you couldn't have asked for it. How like both of them, your mother. How like both of them for your mother to have given you the sword and your wife the shield. What? I'm gonna have to take another run at that one. Apparently she had it in safekeeping after your father took ill. How like both... Apparently she had it... How like both of them for your mother to have given you the sword and your wife to kill. I have no idea what that means. Look at the shield stone. Your wife's gift gleams on the table with a... Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. Matching the personalities. Okay, I see. Your wife's gift gleams on the table with a faint blue sheen, a characteristic color of magic spells. She probably got it from Nertom long ago as a form of personal protection, and now she's giving it to you. Your heart is again fired with the resolve to succeed at your quest. Okay. Can we please pick up these items? We can. You lift the sword, feeling its comforting heft before attaching it to your belt. As an afterthought, you flip your cloak over the scabbard, since seeing the king armed, as if for battle, might alarm some people. Hey, Hawkeye. You're here just in time to see me collapse from exhaustion and quit the game, probably in a moment. I can go a little bit longer, but I'm going to have to stop soon. After a brief discourse during which there is no reply, you realize that this object is not as you might have thought a shifter. It is in fact an inanimate object and cannot respond. I said talk to instead of take. That would explain it. Let's try taking the object. There we go. Ah! The shimmering gray sphere feels warm to your touch as you secrete it in your traveler's pouch. Easily accessible for quick use. You always have theatrical timing like that. Ah, yes. The goblet you used at the coronation celebration, it's the king's goblet, more ornate than the others and slightly more valuable. We're carrying it around for no apparent reason. This sword is belonging to the Callash clan for generations. It is the finest work of the craftsman Elthwyd, and although not magical, it is perhaps the strongest and sharpest sword in the kingdom. The small gray sphere shimmers with pent-up power. Yay! Merely hurling it at something would enclose that thing in an impenetrable field of magical force. Okay. We now have all the things. We can walk through the door to the guard room. We can go back out this way. Okay. I now has stuff. Okay. Let's head to the guard room. Because it is there. Do we keep prisoners down here? I guess we do. Eyes! You see the little eyes peeping out of the shadows? Obviously, this place was carved out of the rock without much thought for architecture or aesthetics. At least the night creatures seem to find it a good home. You can't imagine what it would be like to have guard duty here. You'll have to look into that when you return. Without windows to the sun, the torch provides barely enough light to see by. The floor here is packed dirt. It was never overlaid with wood or even mixed with stone. The whole chamber seems dug out of the ground as an afterthought. The grand total of the equipment you provide your guards is this one table and the stool that goes with it. You understand that asceticism is part of military discipline, but this is too much. You'll have to have a talk with the captain of the guard. The poor guard who has to sit on this probably curses the days he and his prisoner were born. You wonder who has it worst. At least the prisoner has some straw to lie down on. You'll have to see about improving conditions here a little bit. But only a little bit, apparently. See the eyes. The eyes, they're everywhere. The door to the cell is especially thick and has a small iron grating so the guard can check the prisoner. There are several scratch marks around the latch indicating someone's attempts at escape. Yeah, you know what? I think this person definitely read the Amber books. Some of the Amber books, at least. Let's go into a dungeon cell for no apparent reason. The walls are solid stone of better quality than those in the guard room. At least no furry friends are visible here. The walls show signs of attempts to dig to freedom. Who did we have in here? The tattered straw bedding has been changed recently, thank goodness. It is mean and uncomfortable looking, but that is the lot of prisoners. Manacles? Obviously, this cell was meant to hold up to 3 prisoners, chained to the wall if need be. The guard in the other room would normally carry the keys to the irons. You ever get the feeling that they're detailing a room because you're going to end up in it later? Look at the calendar. Somebody managed to bring a piece of chalk into the cell with him and was using the wall to mark off the days. You wonder what transpired during his 15-day stay. There better not be a lighthouse image. I know, right? Don't know if I can handle that. The guard in the other room would normally carry the keys to the irons. Floor grate. An underground river rushes by beneath the floor grate. The grate serves as privy and disposal. The river carries things away, and since there is a steady flow from an underground spring, a supply of fresh drinking water. It would be impossible for a prisoner to escape via the river because of grates set into the river's path upstream and downstream. Impossible, perhaps, until we have to do it later in the game, probably. I'm guessing. That's for the inventory. Well, I think I've gotten everything I can out of being here. Unless we want to rifle through the bedding. The idea of carrying this stuff around with you turns your stomach. Overcoming your natural revulsion, you sift briefly through the straw of the bedding, but find nothing of interest or value. The grate is set firmly into the earth and stone surrounding the hole. With great effort and a long time, you could probably wrench the grate out. But why ruin your own dungeon? It's a great question. Wait, so the source of water is the same as waste disposal? That's a recipe for cholera. It is, isn't it? We need to talk about the fundamentals of plumbing. Plumbing is important. Need 4 more drink. Hang on. Okay, go! Okay, my brother went through here. Just in case people are in different places now. Just gonna walk around, see if I can find him so that I can wag my finger and say, "Don't you screw me now. Don't you screw me over. I will know if you screw me over." Okay. Well, there we are. I actually want to try something. Out of morbid curiosity. Besides, you might want to hold on to that for now. Well, that's that. Okay.
And surely such a lovely girl must have a husband.
Really? You're gonna be that kind of boss?
Shame me with your attentions.
Dear God. Okay. Yep. I've had enough of that. Jesus Christ. Maybe I should have put this on challenging so that we could have seen him die more often. Okay. Yeah, if that's not an indication we need the goblet later, I don't know what is. Alright, we're in the courtyard. The ground of the courtyard is scored by Dramel's hooves, or Dramel's hooves, and the wagon tracks from the supply wagons that drop their stores here. Hay is kept for the Dremels that are often temporarily tethered here. This stack looks like it was just delivered on the hay wagon. It still smells sweet and fresh. Barrels? The barrels store various items used by the merchants and guards at the way station. These look and smell like they contain salted foods, pickles, and spices. Didn't we say we were going to grab breakfast before we left? The barrels store various items used by the merchants and guards. This one looks like it contains salt. The other might contain sling balls. Okay. You wouldn't want the contents to spoil, would you? Besides, the barrels are nailed shut and couldn't be closed again if opened. Oh, I see. I mean, clearly breakfast was secondary to examining the walls. That's true. It's hard to match the satisfaction you get from examining every wall in your castle. Your teachers would be very pleased at your attention to detail, but the castle wall is pretty insignificant, the game says. But we know the truth. We know different. The windows are firing slits. Behind them are stations for archers coming from the guard keeps. As an invading army entered the courtyard, they would be subject to a deadly crossfire. The guard patrols tirelessly, watching for intruders, miscreants, and brawls that might break out between visiting dignitaries or peasants. His main duties include sounding the alarm and raising and lowering the portcullis. And can we talk to him? The guard nods his acknowledgement, but he clearly can't hear you, for he says nothing more. All right. Well, here we go. We have successfully made it out of the castle. And now I'm going to save the game because I need to rest now. Unfortunately. But there is an outside, and that is good to know. Okay. We need to celebrate these major successes. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn the other music back on. In just a moment. I'm going to do that. There we go. Okay. So thank you all very much for hanging out and watching me play through this a bit. I wish I had more energy today because I did want to go further. Yeah, so I think I am going to keep keep playing this and see where it goes. I am curious. So I do want to kind of see what happens in this game. From so long ago. We've now explored the castle, mystery solved. So I'm probably going to keep going sometime soon. But I'm just like, today I'm still under the weather. Is there invisible sun tomorrow night? Well, that's the question, isn't it? It depends how I'm feeling tomorrow. That's really what it comes down to. Alas, doing this has taken more out of me than I thought it was going to. And while I'm not terrible right now, I feel like if I'm trying to GM like this, it's gonna be probably rough. So we'll have to see. I don't know what this is. I've had this since like late Tuesday, I think. So no, it's been Tuesday afternoon. So we'll see how this goes. I am hoping it is not our favorite virus right now, but we'll see. I'm playing that guessing game, the is it allergies or is it COVID? So we'll see what happens. But keep your fingers crossed, folks. I was vaccinated. I did get a booster shot a while back. I haven't had one recently. I was not completely eligible, but we will see. We will see how things go. Heavens help us. But at any rate, this was kind of interesting. Oh, let me fix the captions again. There we go. This was kind of interesting, and it was sort of a lot of nostalgia coming back, and you can see sort of in games like that, you have a lot of there's just a lot of looking at everything, leaving no stone unturned, and trying to make sure that you can, grab everything that's there, because you have no idea what you're going to need later, and what clues you're going to need later. But it's amusing. It's amusing. So I think I'm going to keep going with it sometime soon, randomly as I do. So normally on Saturday nights we have Invisible Sun. Like I said, we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. And that's all we have right now. We do have more things coming up that I'm talking to some folks about. But that's going to be probably in about like a month or so, I'm guessing, depending on various things, unless we decide to throw together some one-shots or something soon. But I got to get over this first and figure out what the hell it is before I can make any solid plans to that effect. So we shall see. We shall see. But I thank you all very much for watching, folks. I do appreciate it. And we will do this again soon, I hope. Until then, please take care, and I will see you all of a sudden.